good evening, and welcome to Workhorse Wrestling Network. You are gathered with us here for the Cookout podcast. It is Tuesday night. We are here every Tuesday night. Well, every Tuesday night that we can make it. Cards always subject to change. Life be life, and sometimes, but we try to make it every Tuesday night. Uh, so 7:30 p.m. Pacific, 10:30 p.m. Eastern. We are here. It's myself and CM right now. Anika should be here anytime. Yeah. If you're new to the YouTube Workhorse Wrestling Network channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit the like on this video. It helps a lot. Hit that bell. That bell's the best way to make sure that you get notified every time we're about to put something up on the channel or put something up on the channel. If you're with us on Twitch over there, we appreciate you over there. Give us a follow over there. Wherever you're at, chime in the chat. Let us know how your Tuesday is going, what you want to talk about wrestling wise, anything else non wrestling wise. We're here for you. So come over and say what's up. Love to hear from you guys. How is your Tuesday, Miss CM? I mean, I know a little bit before you're snowed in over there and having some technical difficulties, but how goes it?
It is day 3 of Snow Apocalypse. Tomorrow's day 4. At this point, I have a feeling my children will not go to school at all until next week, and I am just like, oh my god, because we're supposed to have break in like 10 days. Um, and I have no phone because T-Mobile is ass. But other than that, it's great. I'm so happy to be here. Um, are you gonna add Anika? Okay.
But she,
Yeah.
every time she's like, oh, I got it, I'm good. So I think she knows that. See if
Well,
she
I
doesn't
just saw
get
the
in a
thing
minute.
because I don't see her. So yeah, hopefully I get to see Anika because they have her working all the time. Um, Anika, I've missed you. I haven't seen you forever in 3 years.
That's
It
what it
has
Um,
feels like.
been
It
a
really
minute.
does.
every time I got ready to come up here, right, I'd be like, it'd be 8:30. I'd be like, okay, let me close my eyes for like minutes, and I'd set multiple alarms. I would set alarms for 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour. I'd sleep until the next morning when I had to wake up and just be like, oh, that's refreshing. Icky.
How are you, Miss
Listen,
But since I
Nika?
don't have to work tomorrow,
it bees that way though. Nah, ain't nobody blaming you at all. It bees that way. It
How was your Tuesday, Miss Anika?
was cool. It's cold as all get out down here, which is stupid, but the sun's still out.
okay, what's cold to you?
What's cold? So this
Like
morning it was in
65.
the. Don't do that. Don't do that, you. So in this morning it was in the 40s. Thankfully, it got up to 60 something this afternoon, but then it went back down tonight. So, yeah, 40 is cold.
I just had to ask because down there it's usually like 70, 80. I was about to agree with ALW. You might be cold because it's only like 70 degrees.
No, listen, when it hit 69, that's boot weather. It's like, ooh, I get to put on little boots. I got to do something
That
real cute with it.
that's what weather? Did you say when it hits 69 it's blue weather?
It's boot.
Yeah, it is blue weather when it hits 69.
I'm going to hit a boot. I'm going to wear a boot. That's the coldest. Like, yes, bring him out. Bring him out.
That's hilarious.
It's cold as
We're
hell.
gonna get
What were you
that
saying?
for a variety of reasons.
I was going to say, as usual, we start off with our clown of the week. Then we have our resident, or CM's here to do clown of the week. So, what you got for us this week?
Okay, it's a few. We're gonna start off with the wrestling side and then transition into the non-wrestling side. First and foremost, always Phil Brooks and April Brooks. Um, Congratulations, you continue to play yourselves. Um, Yeah, yeah. It's gotta suck that you have like very little, if any, autonomy over your career field, and you turned it all in so you could hit Jack Perry. For what reason, Phil? You wanted to go back to the Fed so bad that you had to wait for Vince to leave, Phil. Isn't it sad that when Vince, under investigation for two trafficking incidents, doesn't want to work with you and you make him all this money, he's like, I don't want to work with him. And you have to wait for Paul to call, like to contact you so you can come crawling back. And then you go to Saudi Arabia after saying you wouldn't and dragging the Miz. Dang, Phil. It's gotta be sad. In April, you married him. Trying to live your best leader life has to suck, man. Um, Going along with that, I think we're gonna go transition to the nicer way of saying all these people who still talk about ratings as if they really matter seem to miss the point that the ratings on TV don't really matter. Yes, we're moving back to kind of streaming, but that's not necessarily the way that it's gonna go. So if you keep looking at only cable numbers, you might want to look at something else. Also, just for people who don't seem to know, at least I have been able to opt in on Max and have my Nielsen numbers on Max. So if you didn't know, that's a setting that you can put on. If you just didn't know it, you could do that if you would like to. Uh, and for the people who are freaking out about the Netflix deal, please understand that things like this, and this is like this business related for anything, with major potential monopoly holdings like this is why WWE and Endeavor Sports had to undergo basically a year-long investigation. It had to have all sorts of documents proving we're not establishing a monopoly, all those good things. For certain things that could be a monopoly, it does take a little bit longer because we are under the craziness that we are under. It could go shorter, it could go longer, but you're really not going to know too much about the Warner Brothers deal if it goes through until next year. Adding to that, it does not cover either of the networks AW is on, and you have a lot of people worrying about nothing. Um, Transitioning into that and corporate folks become business talking about good stuff. John Cena, have y'all seen the stuff that he said to Chris Van Vliet?
I saw some of it.
One of the things that he said to Chris Van Vliet made me laugh. Feel bad, but not too bad. Let me laugh again. It's the fact that he cried tears of joy. What made him cry tears of joy? Well, first off, before I take the tears of joy, he said that his relationship with Vince was really complex, and he will always have love for Vince, and that the Vince that everyone sees is not the Vince that he knows. I've been telling y'all John Cena is a piece of shit for the past longest. I'm glad that people are picking up on his Patrick Batemanism. If you didn't see it on Total Divas, go back, rewatch, actually watch American Psycho, then go back and watch his scenes on Total Divas and Total Bellas and tell me if you don't get the vibe. But we also talked about his tears of joy. You know what made him cry tears of joy? Seeing CM Punk, actually no, not CM Punk, seeing Phil Brooks go to Saudi Arabia. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, your Nicholas champion cried tears of joy watching Phil Brooks, not CM Punk. He specified Phil Brooks go to Saudi Arabia. He cried tears of joy. He was so happy. It meant so much to see Phil Brooks go to Saudi Arabia. Oh, and that whole promo that Phil Brooks cut with the rap or whatever, yeah, that was John Cena deciding what Phil Brooks should do. So again, I say, damn, Phil, sucks to suck. And also, tears of joy about someone going to Saudi Arabia. But that transitions me to my final clown of the week. And my final clown of the week goes to Curtis 50 Cent Jackson. And it's not for the reason most people will think. Um, while I appreciate that there's a whole documentary about Diddy, Diddy has admitted through Curtis 50 Cent Jackson writing lyrics that he did all the things that he was accused of. Like, he listed all the things and was like, yeah, Diddy did it, but my lawyer's so good that Diddy got to quit it. Like, I don't know if y'all remember I Got Money or I Hit Money, the remix. Curtis, Diddy wrote those lyrics and he said it, and it was all there. It was all there. He admitted it because he said it, and he didn't X anything out. But it's not just for Curtis. It is also for the people cheering for Curtis because I do not understand how anyone is cheering for anyone who is Diddy. 50 is another Diddy. Because who exposes black women to, to trauma of a sexual nature repeatedly? Who has court cases about doing this? Who has gone after women to silence them? Who has beef with at least his oldest child over things he has said and done to that child's mother and not expected them to step up and be like, you know what, I'm not comfortable with that. But people keep cheering for 50 Cent, just like they kept cheering for Diddy. And when his documentary comes around, it is going to be interesting to see because he keeps being petty and petty and petty, petty and petty. Eventually, it's going to run out. And he's also a huge supporter of what the current admin is doing, as if it's not going to come back and bite him in the butt. Eventually, tokens get spent the same way that they came for Diddy. They're going to come for you, Curtis. But I don't know if you will have the things that Sean did to hide to protect himself. But for the people who keep cheering for him and for Curtis who keeps thinking it's all a joke,
Bruh.
chronicles around, tokens get spent. And for the people who seem to forget, look up Tierra Marie, Daphne Joy, Shaniqua Thompson. There's a list of women that this man has intentionally gone after repeatedly, multiple times, and spends his days, weeks, months, sometimes years harassing. And he wins because they run out of money. But hey, you got Diddy good. But when it's your turn, 50, what you got now? But yeah, crowds of the week. All there. All for you guys. Hope y'all enjoy. Let's move on. I maintain when I saw John Cena say he cried tears of joy about Phil Brooks going to Saudi Arabia, I had to listen to that again because I thought I was mishearing. So I put on my captions and I slowed it down and I heard it again.
Like, listen, the whole John Cena retirement thing, people are giving him a whole lot of passes, and it's like I think y'all need to realize this when the man, in the words of Maya Angelou, when someone shows you who you are, believe them. Honestly, it's like talking about, oh, he has no control. You is freaking John Cena. If you want to say no to any of this, you could have said no to any of this. The fact of the matter is, you made your money and you don't care. That's the fact of the matter. And honestly, just stand 10 toes down in it with, and I say, oh, when they make these decisions, it trickles down to me, and I'm just cool with it, bruh. So freaking like Diego until someone comes to your house. That's when you want to make all freaking rules and stuff and sign contracts and stuff. Like you a freaking little whiny little. God.
But we shouldn't dwell on what could have been. We shouldn't dwell on could have, would have, should have, because on that, then we're not thinking it and we're not appreciating the moment. Because if we think about what could have been with Rock and Travis Scott, like we're not appreciating all the other things that we got out of that, even though we didn't get any follow up from anything. And yeah, I could have pushed for more time, but Paul said that they only had this certain amount of dates for me, and I wanted like 2 years so I could have like a really good heal time, but I had to go with what was given to me, and yeah.
You was John Cena. You was the most bruh.
You see,
And
the
John,
impression is impeccable.
bro. Talk about nicely say ALW impeccable of how lackadaisical this ninja is. Like, bro, get off the freaking
I
couch.
just I have never seen I've never seen such slobbing on knobs since HBK and Vince. Also,
Ha
shout out to
ha
Bret Hart for
ha!
confirming what we all have said for years. And everybody thinks that's a joke. Bret was telling y'all the truth because that's been a thing for years. Everybody knows that
I
somebody
don't.
was doing the bending between.
How we go from left to right? What we is not gonna do is this.
I'm
Do that
saying,
bad.
I'm
Do,
just,
do
I'm just
that
saying,
bad.
I'm just saying,
Someone needs to tell
I'm
them
just
it's
saying,
2025. It's okay. We'll accept them no matter what. We already don't like
No.
I'm
one of
just
them anyhow.
saying.
So
I'm just saying that there is a track record amongst at least one of the parties that was involved in the 90s and one of the parties that's involved now. Who was doing the bending? We don't know. But there is a track record that's proven, and no offense to Sean, no offense to Sean, John got more out of it.
Stop! My baby found Jesus. Y'all
Because
gonna leave him alone?
I have never seen such epic deep throating
Ah!
out of certain types of movies. Like I want to send him how is your gag reflex at this, bro? Because what the flip? Like I don't think I've seen more corporate BS than that interview. And it's just like, bro, you don't have to be a corporate guy anymore. You could just say what it is. And he's just like, no, because I love WWE and I love it so
I love
much. I'm
WWE.
never gonna get back in the ring again. This is gonna be my last professional wrestling match. Knowing damn well if somebody pays him to have a professional wrestling match for a movie, he gonna be like, where do I sign? Can I sign here? Okay, my time is up. The time is now. Dun, 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 dun. Like,
Never mind the fact that swearing your allegiance, your lifelong allegiance to that company, just tells us everything we need to know about you as a
or just
person, right?
or just more so like, bro, even the people who are Vince guys know to right now until everything is officially settled in court. Shut the up. You don't have to keep saying I owe my life to Vince. Like what? Why are you keep like,
I
bro?
love Vince. Vince is the reason that I'm here. I'm able to do the things I love. We just have a complex relationship, and not everybody understands the person that you guys see and the person that we see. Never mind that he dated somebody that was involved in the trafficking, was engaged to the lady. Oh no, can't mention that.
So bright in here.
I'm sure you get a different side of Vince. You're a white guy. I'm sure you get a way different side of Vince. Like,
Stone Cold did Stone Cold don't do this much. And if anyone can say my career was in parallel with someone to Vince, it's Stone Cold. And Stone Cold ain't saying jack squat. So what I freaking John Cena saying all this, I remember that last time of a John Cena Vince feud that was interesting. So why in the
Oh no,
world
not a
are
feud,
you
not a
keep
feud, not a feud, not a feud with Vince. There was a feud with Paul and Stephanie. But you don't remember the time that John Durag Vince looked at John Cena and was like, "What's up, my N word?" And Booker T's clown ass was sitting there talking about, tell me you didn't just say that. And everybody's like,
So bright.
so nobody's brakes got cut that night.
Right?
Nobody got cussed out. Okay, all right.
Something happening. Something
Yeah,
happening. Even if you don't know it happening to you, something happening.
and that's the thing. Like I know you don't know till you're in the moment, but like clearly everybody seems to have a price because there's very few people are willing at some point to say no, I'm not going to do that, right? I mean, every once in a while you'll get somebody and they stand on their principles and good for them and all those things, but all too often people just say, sure, I'll take the check and do whatever you tell me to do.
You got people like Eric Young who flee companies so their boards are aligned, only for the company that he went back to be loyal to go to WWE.
Mhm.
Uh,
Got to love it.
I'm hoping that now that they're at AMC, like, does that mean the deal is not severed, but they
Nope.
can get more independent? No, I
Nope.
I tried.
Well, TNA.
TNA go TNA. That's the theme of TNA. TNA go TNA.
Like you can count on TNA to be TNA.
Exactly.
Like no matter how much they make, they go TNA. They wasted Okada, but so I don't expect much from them. Yeah, that was the reason we need to get more New Japan guys on American television, folks, because TNA wasted Okada because
Crazy.
they did not know how to build him.
Like like just think for a second. TNA had Okada. They had the Young Bucks. They had Bobby Lashley. They had Drew McIntyre. They had LA Knight, aka Eli Drake.
Wait. TNA used most of them very well, except for Okada. Because Generation Me had some
Uh,
generational, they had some banging ass matches.
shit. Young Bucks
Like,
were like, I do remember like Full Metal Mayhem was cool, but did they really like say this is our premier tag team? That's what I'm saying.
no.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what I'm saying. Or at least paid them
that's
well.
because they didn't really believe in them. But, you know,
Yeah. I was like y'all could have, if y'all would just pay people, and I know that's management, but just pay the people and stop being stupid.
Yeah,
Y'all
well,
y'all
oh,
had a
gotta
I,
pay
shot.
people when you're not making a lot
I,
of money.
I apologize, y'all. I forgot to clown of the week. Sarah Stock, aka Sabrina, who's currently crashing out on all the companies right now, but started with AEW. Um, Someone please support this woman because it's very much obvious while she may be telling her truth or the truth or whatever it is, there are crash outs that are valid. What she's doing right now is not even a crash out. It's an implosion. And I worry for her. I hope she gets the help that she needs. But ma'am, airing your grievances out on social media and not expecting people to troll you after you said that Vince was cool to you, but you got all these problems with Tony Khan, ma'am, ma'am,
Man,
ma'am. You and John, like, go talk to John Cena. Maybe he can help you with the Make a Wish and give you some money or something. Cause ma'am, you cannot talk about victimhood and all this stuff when you say someone who is on trial for trafficking was cool to you. He never harmed you. Man, man, go next to John Cena and have like a million seats, like all the way to that, and try again tomorrow or next year or the year after that. or never. You know, whatever's good for you. Eh, this past week of wrestling has just been one that's just like, is this really happening?
You gotta remember big picture stuff. It can't just be your situation. Like maybe for whatever reason, your interaction with a particular person went a particular way, which is different than it goes for other people. That doesn't mean that it's okay that that person's okay. Like you still have to acknowledge the fact that that person is still terrible to all of these people. Like it does, and you can just be and you're condoning all of their actions by saying, "Well, it was okay when they met me or when I interacted with them." You know what I mean? It's no, that's not.
Like,
You need to be better than that. We need to all be better than that. Like,
The leopards
but
didn't eat my face. Why do I care if they ate your face? They didn't eat mine.
yeah,
like I
I
don't.
mean, it's yeah,
I understand people's emotions, and I try to be empathetic of your relationship to this person is different from like baseline Ric Flair on the plane, right? And like I bring it up because like when Tommy Dreamer came out and defended him, and it's like, listen, I get it. Those memories are precious, but that don't mean you have to defend them. All we're asking you to do is
just
shut
shut
the
the fuck up.
up. That's all we're asking you to do. You can't even do that. Shut up. That's all we're asking you to do. Keep those memories in your heart. Lock them up real tight or throw that in the ocean. But you don't have to. But you don't have to say it in front of a mic, in front of people. Like, what do you get out of it?
and then and then get mad when people don't like the fact that you about what you had to say, or when you get drunk through the mud for saying defending somebody that clearly doesn't deserve defending. Like,
Like, when the evidence is there, it's like, baby girl, it ain't your experience that I highly doubt you really had. No offense, is one instance out of 100. It's a drop in the ocean. So just shut up.
yes, yes,
I
Shut.
still,
yes.
I still can't believe he really did that. Like so I really want to live in a world where we wake up and that was not something that Tommy Dreamer did. I didn't know Tommy Dreamer,
Yeah,
and he also
yeah.
said some stuff about Paul Heyman. Um,
I mean, again, it's one of those things where like I mean, I don't have tons of like history or experience with Tommy Dreamer, but the little I did have, I always thought he seemed like a decent guy. And then when he comes to the defense of other people that I know are not good people, it's like, wait a second here. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe I need to reevaluate what I know about, you know? So yeah, I don't.
I
Yeah.
there are
It's
times
amazing
when
how
I'm like, I like as a wrestling fan, it's like
Man.
it's very hard to be a wrestling fan because
Yeah.
WTF. And you know what? There is a reason that I am a fan of the people I'm a fan of, and it is because they seem like genuinely good people. And I have not heard anything about them in a negative way. And if they had negative incidents, they actively tried to do better. Because I'm sorry, if the Briscoes can go from portraying
Mhm.
rednecks who carry the Confederate flag to genuinely doing the work to change themselves and improve themselves and be better people and make sure that that's not something that maintains in their family anymore. I don't understand why others cannot do the same thing or learn to shut the entirety of the fuck up to avoid stupid situations. Because Tommy Dreamer, Bully Ray, and a host of a lot of other people on Busted Open Radio. I don't see why people go on Busted Open Radio because that seems to be the catalyst of stupidity. And you know what? You can't fix stupid.
You really can't.
I just don't understand who hops their happy ass on busting up a radio to say some stupid stuff. And you have to know, like your brain has to tell you, hey, maybe we shouldn't say that. And you still do it.
Yeah, I mean that's part of the
I
problem is
don't
they don't have enough
understand.
people in their orbit telling them not to do it for whatever reason, either because they're just yes people that are saying go ahead and just say whatever, or because they actually want to see them, they want to see things burn, whatever the case may be. There's nobody telling them no, don't do that. They're
Yeah.
they're not getting the correct advice from anybody. Not that they probably would listen
I don't
anyhow,
think
but
I don't think I've ever seen such stupid takes
Yeah.
in one network.
Uh,
Like WWE has done some stupid stuff, but I think Busted Open has been around less time than actually no. I can think of one organization. I can think of one organization that's had stupider takes than Busted Open. But still, what
yeah, I mean it's like
the hip hop Harry Hale?
not hip hop, Harry.
Like, come on, come like for real, for real. Like y'all have to admit, Busted Open has some of the takes that just have you sitting here like, huh? Was that real?
Uh,
That really just I can't even, like anytime I see Bully Ray, anytime I see anything with Tommy, I have to move past it because I can't. My brain won't allow me to do it
there's no need
because
for you to do it.
I fear that I just, in the words of Erica from BGC, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like WTF, bro? Like am I like you? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Nah, like yeah, one of them things like if it doesn't service me or interest me, I don't need your opinion. And no offense, it feels like how long has this podcast been out? All your opinions suck. I don't think I've heard one opinion where it's like, you know what? You might have something there. No, all of your opinions suck. This is dumb.
I, I, I think they might have had one good opinion. I don't remember it because there's so much other things. But I think they had like one good one.
it, it, it might have been 12 o'clock, and a busted clock is right twice a day.
I've never in my life just seen so many wrong takes in, okay, besides Joe Budden. I've never seen so many wrong takes in one area
well, Charlemagne the God
at
has
one
quite a few
time.
bad takes too. But yes, Joe Budden is he's got some terrible takes.
Charlemagne has a wonderful amount of wrong takes. Joe Budden has had far more wrong takes. The Joe Budden podcast has had far more wrong takes because they paired up with the academics. And that whole thing with the Kendrick and Drake beef, lost that. The whole thing with Meg versus Tori, lost that. The whole thing with Meg versus this lady in this last lawsuit, they lost that. Like, take after take after take after take, you taking L's. I don't know who might be more worse off. At least Joe Budden gets more money, I guess, than the Busted Open Radio podcast host. Because I sometimes question, do they say stupid stuff so they can get more streams so they can make more money.
Right? Yeah. Uh, some of Joe Budden's takes, especially, like, you really think those things? Oh yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I mean, he seems like he probably does really believe those things. I sometimes Charlemagne seems like he's just a troll or he's just trolling. Like he doesn't surprise me if he's searching for higher ratings. I'm not overly familiar with Busted Open, but it's like one of those things where, like, if you pay attention and you watch these things, like, you know what to expect, and then you go on and you're like,
Yeah,
you get stuck, like you don't know like what it is. Like, if you go on the Breakfast Club, or if you go on the Joe Budden podcast, or if you're on Bus, you should know what you're getting into and what it's going to, you know what I mean? You can't go in there and be all surprised, like, wait a second, you know what you're looking
I
for. Like, it's
maintain any wrestling organization who is not, or any wrestling media that is not saying the bloodline storyline has got to go is not wrestling media. They keep saying this is good, oh, this is getting better, oh, this is great. It's been like the same story for 5 years. Just say you hate AEW. It makes it so much easier.
bruh.
Just say I hate AEW. If you say I hate AEW, you can make so much more money than being like the Bloodline storyline is really good. What else can they do? Can they go get Jesus and bring him back? Because at this point, with the storyline, that's all they got left. Like they brought in Tamatonga and Tongaloa and Hikuleo. Everybody's getting injured. Solo's talking too much. They put in the Wyatt Six. The Usos split apart. Jay started yeeting in a cage with Brock and Brock, and now they're back in the tag team division. I-
Well, Stella not even called the Bloodline anymore. It's called MFTs, which is the dumbest thing in the freaking world. New Blood was right there, but you chose MFTs.
what is it?
My family tree.
Oh
That's
my God, MFE.
that's the name of
Oh
Jeff
my
Cobb,
God.
Hikuleo, Tamatonga, and Tongaloa.
My family tree is what it stands for.
Still stupid. I, New Blood was right there.
Do you
Like, all
guys
those
know
years
how
that people.
much I had to scroll past? Do you know? It took me 5 minutes to
There's
get
the
through
school
all the
pass.
stuff on Reddit for
Oh,
that.
Oh my gosh.
I don't even watch
most of the
WWE.
time, I mean,
And so many people.
for years, everyone complained about, short-term storytelling and no long-term storylines. And now WWE has just doubled down and said, "Oh, we're going to give you this one for 5 years. They give
That
you
was
the
smart.
champion for
WWE
4 years, the same champ for 4 years. We're going to give you the Bloodline storyline for 5 years." What?
WWE is freaking Days of Our Lives when Stefano wanted Marlena. Then he didn't want Marlena. Then Roman came back for Marlena. Then John Black came back for Marlena.
Then
Then
John Black came back
Marlena
as
lost.
Roman Brady.
And then
John was Roman first.
Roman was by, well, and John was brainwashed by Stefano to go get Marlena. Then Marlena was the devil. Then Marlena did this and that, and Stefano just kept getting like taken out of this world just to be brought back into this world, just to be taken out. And now he has children. No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. Now there's Tony, and Tony is part of the family, and now Tony is Lexi's brother. But no, Tony is her uncle. But Tony looks like another member of the family, and it just keeps going for years and decades. It gets around more than Brooke Taylor off of The Bold and the Beautiful, guys. And if you don't know who that is, you did not spend enough time with your grandmother at 12:30 to 1:30 on weekdays during the summer. Because Brooke Taylor loved her some Ridge Forrester. But golly, if he didn't pass her around like a blunt with that family. That woman got all her daughters men, Ridge, his brother, his daddy, his mama, his sister. his ex-wife. Like that's how the bloodline storyline is. They just pass it from member to member to member to member to member. Like, hey, Dwayne don't want to do this. Here. And for
Facts.
those of us who don't watch WWE and who have to hear about it through social media, there are times where I actively am like, I'd rather watch the D Riders when nobody knew what they were doing
I knew.
than have to watch this again.
Like. Side note, I knew they were doing. Now was it executed to 100%? No, but you knew this mission statement. It was just more so. I felt like, sorry, different topic, different topic. But I knew.
It's the holiday season, y'all. And at some point, we have to be honest. As the years come to an end, you are starting to realize that there is no more story for WWE. They don't care. They're actively telling you and showing you as fans they do not care about you. They want to platform Andrew Schultz, the man who said that because he got upset because he mistook a bar from Kendrick Lamar, said some really inappropriate things about Kendrick Lamar and things he wanted to do to him, is now going to be a on like programming for a company that is under active investigation for two trafficking, federal trafficking incidents. And that's just fine. I, Anika, for you and Sammy, I feel for y'all's sanity because I don't see how you guys do it. I don't see how you stay stuck in the dang storylines. I don't see how you basically have your face smacked with people being like, I don't care as long as I get money. And with your company trying to actively price you out of going being able to go to live shows.
Listen, like I don't take it to heart. That's how. No, like honestly, it's Friday. I know there are other shows out there, but I'm an old head in terms of my movie watch. Sorry, TV show watching. Whereas more so, I have a schedule. I won't deviate unless something is really good. I'm not like, hey, you want to try this new show? No, I don't need to try no new show. Like my sister got two new shows she wants me to try, and I'm like, no, I don't want to. It's fine.
What
It's
happens when the
it.
show you like ends, though?
Listen, because that's what happens. You get invested, and all of a sudden it gets canceled because nobody's watching it, even though over 500 people are watching it. What? Sorry, different topic for a different
You
show.
okay?
That's a different show.
You okay? Let it out.
No,
It's a
like I
safe
just
space.
watched two. I just rephrased two seasons with two shows that I actually liked, but like no, again, canceled off a cliffhanger because
Well, if they go to Netflix, there's a chance they could be revived if you watch it on Netflix. So,
it ended in 2003.
um,
Richard,
well,
is Netflix buying Warner Brothers? Is that a monopoly?
technically,
No, but it's getting close.
yes. It it actually is. However, the rules about why that would be a monopoly is currently been overturned like 2 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a monopoly because Netflix would own two streaming or movie related things, and they would have like the means of production, means of distribution, and total control over that. And as we've seen with the guy who runs HBO Max, they will film entire movies and then just shelve them and delete them at the end of the year for a tax write off. So given that it could be deemed a monopoly, along with some other things. That just depends on what Netflix is trying to do. They're going to really pour over the paperwork to see like what the thing with Netflix they're trying to do. However, with the hostile bid from Paramount ByteDance or whatever it is, we may see more issues coming out. Um, but with the monopolies being overturned, especially in the movie and film and distribution industry, things look very different right now than they have for the majority of our lifetimes. Because I think they filed that in the 50s or so, maybe. No, it was far more recent. So some of us were alive. I know ALW was. Um, I'm not sure about the rest of us.
I
No, because I think it happened in like the 70s or 80s, maybe the 60s. I'm not entirely certain on when the lawsuit happened. That it was just like there was the five major media companies as far as movies, and all of a sudden they had monopoly over the filming, the hiring, and how they were going to distribute movies and how that impacted folks.
I'm in two minds actually. Like on one hand, I don't want monopoly, right? I truly believe that even though they won't admit it, WWE knows that they can't have everything. They just don't want them to be bigger than them. I think that's their problem. Oh, you can have your little show, you just can't beat us. I think that's their issue. But on the
This
other,
does not impact AEW because TBS and TNT are not in the merger. A lot of the things that are in currently, a lot of the channels that people are worried about, like CNN and a few other places, they're not part of the merger right now.
okay, cool.
That could be changed and adjusted, um, which would also lead to not just Netflix and HBO Max as a monopoly. It would also lead to WWE having a monopoly, and it would already be established because WWE called AEW direct competition and acknowledged the things that they were doing to essentially decrease AEW's market share and profitability. And if Tony chose to, if AEW became part of this whole thing and Netflix tried to force anything with WWE or anything like that, he literally could sue them and basically go wherever he wants to. This also probably will not impact them because their contract is up with them in like 27, 28. So they're going to be looking for other partners anyway. I'm hopeful they do kind of along the lines of what the WWE network did. And you have your own network and you have like your own place for your shows and they set it at like a pretty low price and then we can go there and watch like um past things
Yeah.
in their library, all that stuff. Like I would gladly pay for that app and then I can get rid of no, because Harry Potter
And that's
and Entertainment.
and that's what I was going to say. The other part of me is okay with them merging because there's so many freaking apps. Where like it's like to the point where it's like, listen, like someone said, I wanted to say that post so badly, or it's like I don't want to watch 10 apps to wish to watch a day's worth of football because y'all can't get together. So it's like, why is football on 10 different channels on 5 different apps? Who is NFL? What are we doing? So it is like, no offense, but Paramount not needed. Don't know why you did it. Sorry.
So Paramount is around because they have Nickelodeon. They have those shows and they have some other stuff. We live
Paramount,
right
wait a
now, and
second.
supposedly
Paramount, because Paramount has some great television at the moment. And if you don't watch Matlock or Elsbeth, which are both great shows, there's a lot of good shows on
You can
Paramount. I
watch
like Paramount a
Matlock
lot.
on CBS.
What?
No, there. Well, yes, yes, and CBS is part of Paramount.
But,
Yes.
like in my mind, besides the stuff you can watch on like Nickelodeon, if you have live streaming, you can watch that. Matlock is on CBS. What on the
But that at a specific time. That's at a specific time. So if you miss it, you can catch it on Paramount.
again,
And I don't have CBS streaming beyond Paramount, so I don't have like an actual like live
okay,
TV app. So
okay, like besides okay, but besides those two things, what else is on this app?
I mean, on Paramount, you have your classic mix shows, in for the most part in their entirety. There's some that are not there. You have like your CBS shows. You have actually some pretty good things that are just relegated to Paramount. Um, and I get
Masters
what
on
you mean
Paramount,
about
which is
having
a great
all
show.
these. I get why you have, like, I understand you saying there's so many different apps, but that is because we live in a capitalistic society, and anybody that has an idea for an app can make it. I mean, you have Zeus Network, and now that's TV, and people only leave now that's TV go to Zeus because Zeus pays more money. However, now that's TV takes better care of their talent. So it's like you see the same talent across different platforms, and that can happen because we technically live in a free market, and these are independent contractors. So it's sort of like if you have actual independent contractors, you can see them moving across different companies. That's what these streaming things are supposed to be. However, as more and more media is monopolized under a few different people, or different, yeah, a few different people, we get where we're at. Like, look at media. We went from having thousands of independent media outlets to five people controlling 90 plus percent of everything, including your social media,
Yeah,
in the span of like 20 years. So while we complain about the cost and everything, do you really want to see it go the way of regular media, where a billionaire can tell you, you can say whatever you want to say as long as it agrees with my viewpoint?
fair enough. But it's like it just has to be a balance. It just has to be like because like more so Peacock pissed me off. Okay, if you didn't see the rant on 2 weeks ago on Winter Circle, see the rant. Or like no offense to Peacock, but I need y'all to recognize who the freak y'all are. Y'all ain't you like in my personal opinion. Again, I know I'm special, but Peacock ain't got near nothing that's worth over $7, let alone 15.
The lies that you tell. I'm
What?
watching my Love Island. I am watching my Love Island. I am watching my Housewives Uncensored. I am watching that uncensored because them helpers be up there cussing each other up one way and down the other. And I don't get that on Bravo. I have to watch my uncensored things on Peacock. I want to see all the things that I can see from Love Island on Peacock. Like, oh, that was also a thing about Paramount. You got to see Love Island. So, you know, you can get a lot there when you get that. But I'm just saying, they cutting up some stuff up there. They used to be the exclusive home of your Harry Potter stuff. Like, Peacock has some pretty decent stuff.
You feel like my niece.
You not you not gonna do you
Come
not
on, not my
gonna
villa.
do
Not
my
my
good sis,
villa.
you not gonna do my good sis Olandria like that. You not we will not stand for it.
Here's what makes me mad. What makes me mad is that you can't do one or the other. You can't just get a live service like YouTube TV or go ahead and get your Comcast cable or direct TV streaming and get everything because they still have shows that are only on those apps, even if you have a cable setup. So you still can't necessarily see everything you want to see, even with the cable setup. So you have a cable setup, and then if you want to watch a show, sometimes you still have to get that other app to watch that fucking show, and that shit's the one that pisses me off.
or you get it and then the show gets canceled.
Well, there is that. There's that. I mean, luckily they all let you cancel
I
your membership, but still, yeah. I mean, I renew my
I
membership. I mean,
maintain.
I know we're not supposed to support 50 Cent, but I renew my membership for Stars when Power is on, and then I cancel it when Power goes off. So,
Stars is a different entity. Stars is a different entity. You have to worry about. Yes, Power is one of the big ones, but they got more stuff than Power as well.
I do.
I
I
mean,
do.
hey, if y'all want to continue to watch 50 Cent, do it. It is the same as Vince McMahon.
He got shot.
Like,
It's
you know,
fine.
hold up. I got a question for y'all because I was thinking about this the other day, right? And this is off topic of what we just been talking about, but this thought crossed my mind the other day. Y'all remember when Tony Khan got all that hate for saying Vince and WWE are like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling? You remember how much hate he got? And like people who knew were like, yeah. And other people were like, he's wrong. How dare he say that? And it's just like, so nobody remembers all the things that have been said about Vince and WWE. Nobody remembers what happened to Ashley. Nobody remembers the Snitsky punt. Like just just being nice. Not even talking about direct harm to actual person. Nobody remembers the Snitsky punt. Nobody remembers Mae Young as a hand. Nobody remembers the outrage about them trying to have the Moolah Classic. Nobody. And just how much hate that man got for saying it, even though everybody knew it was true.
Just ahead of
And
your
now nobody
time.
wants to, and now nobody wants to say Tony was right. There's no vindication. I mean, it's self vindication because he knew he was right, but
Yeah.
Like that just crossed my mind. But back to the streamer thing, like I just had to say it because I was just like, think about all of Tony's crazy things that he said, and then I was like, huh. So nobody ever apologized to him publicly for okay. But yeah,
no.
when it goes to streaming, I have a bunch of the apps. Paramount I don't pay for because I have Walmart. And that's
Mm.
only because that's like the only place to shop around here.
Yeah.
Um, but I the apps I have, I watch maybe two or three of them, and I only watch specific things like HBO. I've been watching lately because Degrassi. And I've been having a fine time with that. I don't need most anything else besides my Degrassi and my AEW. And from time to time, I watch Food Network, I watch my Harry Potter, and enjoy my life on HBO. I don't remember the last time. The last time I watched Netflix was when Wednesday dropped. Wednesday
Mm.
Part 2 dropped. That's the last time that I watched Netflix. I don't watch Stranger Things. I only have this app because my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, yep, yep.
So, it is what it is. And sometimes it's easier to just bundle and merge, like bundle and save. Um, like Disney Plus, HBO, and Hulu. You can bundle those together and save money. Can't do it yearly. You can only do it monthly right now. But you save money,
Yep.
and it is what it is.
It is what it is. If you want to watch TV, it's just what you have to deal with. Unfortunately, at many times. You always not watch TV.
Mm.
I went years. We went years without TV. Not like without cable. This was before streaming, like without cable. I mean, we had DVDs and stuff, but I mean, we just didn't have any cable for probably 2 or 3 years. And it gets a little old watching the same movies over and over again because you still watch the movies because we didn't get rid of the TV. We just didn't have cable for a while. So,
Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
yep. I guess we didn't really get to Anika's topic. Anika wanted to talk about why wrestlers get over, which wrestlers get over, and why they get over, and what makes a superstar
Oh, I
a
can answer
superstar.
that for you. Um,
CM. She
Depends on the
meant
company.
realistically, not cynically.
No, no. I'm not even being cynical. It depends on your company as to who gets over, why they get over. If you get over organically in some companies, it is appreciated, it is noted, it is taken into account for programming, and in programming is adjusted. Like AEW, for all its faults, Tony does adjust the programming. So like with Hook and Eddie Kingston, see it's not working. Okay, let's pivot. Now Hook is actually getting over and being with Samoa Joe. He's developing more of a persona, and it works and it flows. Versus in WWE, it is very much a certain type of person that they want to get over. There's no reason someone like Natalia is not more over than someone like Charlotte, who still botches very easy moves.
And they both.
And it is because
Mm.
Natty does not fit their look or their narrative. Charlotte does.
And I was gonna say, like, and you both come from wrestling families, but no, you came from Bret Hart, and one came from Ric Flair. Enough said. No, no, enough said. Yeah, another podcast for another day. But
I mean,
yeah,
there are definitely some people that just have it right, and there's nothing that anyone can do to stop the momentum. They're going to get over no matter what. It's just who they are. And then there's others that have to work at it a lot more. And I guess, like CM says, there are certain companies that allow you a little bit more leeway than others, or are happy when you get over organically, or are not, or only happy when they're the ones that are getting you over. Maybe they, whatever the case may be. But there's definitely some sort of disconnect because you see guys or girls, men or women, um, that seem to have all of it, but don't get that spot. And there's got to be, and they've been in multiple companies, so it can't just be that WWE didn't see them or that AEW didn't see them. There's got to be more going on there. There's a
yeah,
reason why some people just don't hit, and it's all based around the fans and who the fans choose to like. Because ultimately, especially a guy like Tony Khan, I think it, it, they're not booking based on what the fans do, but they definitely hear what's going on in the arena when people are cheering and booing. They know what fans like and what they don't like. They know where their sweet spot is, what's making people happy and what isn't making people happy. And so, I don't. It's very interesting because it feels like there's really no rhyme or reason. There are plenty of people that feel like they have all of the skills to get over, and yet they still don't quite get there. And I'm sure some of that CM is right is booking. They're maybe not giving the opportunity, depending on who that person may or may not be. It still feels like if you can get over enough and you get enough, they almost can't deny you to a certain extent in some cases. So it's very interesting who gets over and who doesn't, and who becomes popular and
I
who
will
doesn't.
I will also say, going off of that, it's sort of like the Lexus King Preston Vance dynamic or Griff Harrison dynamic. You have characters who on paper would work. However,
yeah,
the people delivering those characters, you don't believe it. It's sort of like Adam Cole. Huge
Yeah,
douchebag. He was a huge douchebag on TV. He was able to play that because he was a really nice guy outside of it. There are some people who don't know how to take what they're given and transform it to fit themselves into that dynamic. And they are talented, they are amazing, they are wonderful, but they don't know how to take what they have been given and transform it. And that is actually okay. You need mid card talent who are very talented, but just don't work outside the mid card. There are some people who don't get pushed because people don't like the way they look, unfortunately. And that is why you see a lot of people going to get plastic surgery to change how they look, men and women.
yeah.
We don't talk about the men because the men is a little bit more subtle, but the women, as we know, get the implants and get the face shaving and all that stuff. And then you have people who they leave a company and it just clicks and it works for them.
Yeah. I bring it up because, like, in this instance, it's a lot of, like, people are retiring, people are thinking about retiring. We need new stars. People are complaining about stuff being, like, the same people are being in the same top rotation, and it's like, how do we get someone from here to up here, or it's like, oh, they're undeniable again. Like, case in point, like, one of the names pop out of my head was Ricky Starks, aka Ricky Saints. I'm focused on Ricky Starks, where it's like, he has it. He has everything. He has great matches. Him versus Danielson, him versus MJF, and then your reasoning, the next move you think for him is to put him in the vortex with Jericho, and it all goes to poop. And then people are like, well, this didn't work. No, it was working. You made a move, put him against Jericho, and you sunk him to the bottom of the freaking ship. And it's like, why? Why would you make that decision?
Can I ask you, okay, does Ricky really have it?
He does.
Or, pause, hear me out. Does he really have it? Or is he so good at cosplaying The Rock and staying around in wrestling longer than The Rock that we are now seeing what would have happened if Dwayne had never left wrestling? And I say this as somebody who likes Ricky. Ricky has not really developed personality wise since leaving NWA. His name has changed and he has great matches, but his character remains the same. And there's also the fact that, you know, I enjoy Ricky, but because I know very little about, I don't even know the man age. Like
Yeah, yeah.
that to me, and I say this as somebody who makes great efforts to hide my identity all and separate who I am on camera versus in real life. I take great stakes to do that, but I'm also not paid to do this. He engages to a certain point with the fans, but what makes certain things work is engagement with the fans, making the fans know a little bit about you. We know he's from New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Slash
What else do we do? What else do we know about him? Do we know? Do we know if he's married? Do we know if he's just straight? Like part of what got Anthony Bowens and Hardy Cameron over was when she did the whole provocative thing, and they were like, "He's gay, he's gay," and everybody turned that into a moment that could have been bad in another company into, yeah, he's gay. He's got a boyfriend. We start learning more about Anthony Bowens. We start learning more about Max Caster. We start learning more about these guys as people. We don't know anything about Ricky as a person. Even to a certain extent with Mox, we don't really know a whole lot about him, but the things that we know make him likable and relatable. We don't know a lot about Ricky. That stops his progress.
Does it though?
People shit on Ricochet, but you know Ricochet. You know what you're gonna get with Ricochet if you engage with him on social
Yeah.
media.
Like, I get the fan engagement, because, like, social media is king, and, well, I'm not on social media a lot, but if he, like, I don't think he has much of a big presence. But when it comes to personality, I didn't think, okay, I get the similarities of The Rock, but I don't get it to the point where, oh, okay, there we go, perfect. I don't think that he is getting, like, with Dolph Ziggler, he was trying to be too much like HBK, and that's what hindered him. I don't think Ricky was trying to be too much like The Rock. That's honestly, that's me. I see a difference between Ricky Starks and The Rock. Um, And the thing about it is like, yeah, I get what you're saying. More fan engagement would help, but on the flip side of it is, how much do you need? I get like the whole Anthony Bowens and Acclaim thing. That was a great moment, but they were trying to think back before I say something to make sure I'm accurate. I think they were already over before that moment happened. It just enhanced them, and then they lost it to ask
So
boys. But it's
they
fine.
come it comes in waves. They were over and then they lost it, and that moment was them coming back because they were in the QTV vortex and they were kind of losing it. But when it comes to Ricky, you don't have to give me a lot. All I really need is your damn age, man. Just your age. I want to feel like you're relatable to me. I want to feel like if I were to see you on the street, I wouldn't speak to you because I respect like like you're not at work, so you don't have to engage with me. But like if I did you would do it back to me. I don't think that like his persona does not make him seem approachable. He does not seem
Mm,
approachable unless you're in wrestling. Now, going back to the Dolph Ziggler of it all, what I'm about to say is gonna piss you off, Anika. He tried to be more like HBK because that is what the fans and Vince wanted. He also was like, he said it himself, if I'm gonna be mid card and I can't do anything else but be mid card, I'm at least gonna put on matches that make people remember it. I'm gonna have memorable moments. And honestly, with Vince in charge, being like HBK probably got him a little bit further than what he wanted. Because let's be real and let's be honest, he went from a cheerleader to being
Mikey.
over to being overly exposed by Amy Schumer and Sonny, to everybody finding out he dated Nikki Bella and then she got taken by John Cena. And it's just kind of like, if I can be HBK, like at least I can get on the show and have good matches and get paid for all the shit I gotta go through.
No, no. Fair enough. Sing that song. Fair enough. I do get it. It's more so like, and I love what Maven said, where he's like, if you're a true wrestling fan, you're going to copy your favorites. I get that, but it's like it's more so like, when do you become a little bit like yourself? Where it's like, listen, I get it. If I was a wrestler, I'm doing a whole. I'm gonna try to do a moonsault like Lita. I'm gonna do a lot. I'm gonna try to moonsault like one time. If it don't work, I'm gonna stop. But I can't be 100% like Lita. Like, when did you turn left and be like, okay, now
Well,
I'm in control?
he did things better than HBK. He did things HBK could not or would not do. Like HBK in his prime would have never sold for somebody like Dolph did.
It's doing a
HBK in his
lot.
prime on all that coke would have never done some of the storylines that Dolph Ziggler did. HBK in his prime would have never done the things that Dolph Ziggler did willingly and just let it be. It is what it is. Hassan, for the most part, we've been really good. We've been very, very tame, mostly. But again, I say when it comes to people getting over, it is part of it is the company pushing people and having narratives and having storylines and knowing how to make those flow. And then you have people who get over naturally. Again, I go back to Harley Cameron. She could have been stuck in the QTV vortex. This lady used all of her skills and knowledge and all those things to get over. WWE let her go, kept her partner, I believe, at the time, and let her go. She ended up in AEW just out of coincidence. And this woman has used her singing, her ventriloquism, and her natural personality to become a really great player, but she has also improved in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, and I know I'm going to piss some people off, You have people like Charlotte who have been pushed to the moon and who have not really developed in the ring. She still sucks at promos. When you have people like Bailey who are really, really freaking talented, but because they do not fit that aesthetically pleasing mold, what you get? Shoot, you could have had the Briscoes in WWE and pushed them, but what were they told? They're not aesthetically pleasing because of their teeth missing. Why didn't they want to put in flippers? Because Tanahashi ain't never put in no GD flipper. It is what it is. But it is all, it's about, for some people, let me phrase that. Nowadays, if you can get over in social media, you can carve yourself a niche, not in your company per se, but maybe in other companies, and grow and expand in other companies, and then bring that back to your company. For some people, it is company fit. And for some people, they have all the tools that they can have, it just doesn't work. I personally think if Lexus King were to do something about that stuff on his,
Um,
yeah,
the Beijing.
it could work. It could work because he's really good in the ring. He can talk. It's just that makes me feel like I don't want to watch you. You make me itch. I want to take an eraser to you and fix it.
Like,
Like the mom in me wants to grab like a water bottle. Like I feel like he's the creeper in the park that you just throw water at because to get him away from the kids. But that's who it is.
like, this is the last time you go to a black barber shop. I don't know why you freaking listen to freaking Carmelo
But
Hayes
like
about freaking
look
going
at
over here.
look at Big Bill. Big Bill goes from WWE where he's not really developing and he's not over. Enzo is over and Enzo pulls him. He goes to TNA. He learns how to work. He expands his moveset. He grows. And then he comes to AEW where it seems like he's going to fall back into bad behavior. But because he's put in the work, we know him, we can relate to him, and he puts on quality matches, he gets over. It's not for him. It's not like a draw. It's the time he invested. It's the moves he made. It all goes back to for some of them time. For some of them, it's company. For some of them, it's social media. But I know when I was watching WWE, I'm not going to cheer for the person I like because they're not going to get pushed. Because I was cheering really hard for Matt Cardona. What did they do? Put him in a freaking wheelchair and push him off the freaking stage.
Bruh.
I cheered really hard for Naomi. What did they do with her for damn near a decade? Nothing.
Bruh. So so because we're winding down because we're having such a good time, I'll just conclude this with this. Do y'all know what it takes for wrestlers to get over with y'all? Personally, I know what clicks for me with people, but I want to hear y'all takes first. Like what when you see a wrestler, what is it? It's like, oh, I like them. I want to go. I want to join them now. I'm part of your fandom.
Good matches and relatability. If I feel like I can watch you on that screen and I feel like I can relate to you, I can talk to you to anybody. I can hype you up. I can like tweet about you, blue sky about you, post about you, find old matches about you. I can literally put somebody on if I feel like your matches are good and I can relate to you.
Mr. Weisman, ALW.
When it comes to getting over, I think it's one of those things where like it's so many things have to fall in place, right? It's not just one thing, and there's not just one path or a formula to getting over, right? And you only know it when you see it. Like, it's I can't tell you what it is that put somebody over, but I know when you see them getting over, right? Like you feel it when it's happening. Um, what I like, I for me, generally it's guys that I feel like are passionate about wrestling, that take it seriously, and are putting their actual heart and soul into it. That they care to a certain extent as much as I care to a certain extent. So that's relatability to a certain extent. And guys that are just, you have to be really good at what you, and the gimmick has to be relatable. It can't be corny. It has to be something that feels real and realistic. Like you have to feel like a real person. And it can be it can be a character, but it has to feel like the right character. Like I don't know. I don't have a set criteria. Again, it's one of those things, I know it when I see it, but there are definitely a few things. You have to be able to wrestle for sure. And you have to be able to move in the ring. There are so many guys that are men and women that are not very good in between the ropes. You have to be really good in between the ropes for me. That's for sure. That's one of those things. I'm definitely big on the actual wrestling aspect of it. Even if it's not a competition in my head, I tell myself it is.
Yeah.
And so I want to see, I want to see people what I feel like compete. Um, what about you? No.
Because usually, um, for me, it's different for the women than for the men, which is crazy. Uh, for the men, for everyone, it's a story. Like if you can get me hooked in the story, I'm hooked. Like I remember, like crazy enough, AJ Styles for all for all the flips and phenomenal stuff that he was doing in TNA, he got me over when it was a power struggle between Christian and Kurt Angle, and he was deciding who he was going to be with, and how he decided was he locked himself in the bathroom, and and the interviewer was like, "Sir, are you going to come out?" "No, I'm not coming out." And then they're like, "AJ, your son's right here." He's like, "Shut up! He's supposed to be with his mama." I'm like, I'm sorry. Time out. This how he said he's supposed to be with his mama hooked me. And I know it seems crazy. But I'm like, okay, I'm hooked. Now I want to now oh he's a good wrestler. Oh, I do like it. And that literally is how it happens with me. Like, with Edge, I don't like pushing people when they're immediately. But I remember a promo where it was after a pay per view, and they're in Buffalo, New York, which is a migration place for people from Canada. And John Cena comes out, they're booing him, and because Edge is Canadian and they're in Buffalo, New York. And so Edge is like, "Oh, so you think I'm gonna give you a title match because we're in Canada? What can I do for you? This ain't Canada." And it's immediate. It's like, "Oh, okay, I do like you." And then for the women, it's more towards relatability. Where I'm trying to think of my favorite girls, and either I see what I want to be in myself in them, more so like Lita. I'm like, she is just who the freak she is. She doesn't give a crap. Dang it, I wish I could be that. And that's why I gravitate towards her. Or like with Naomi, she used to be a dancer, and any person who used to be a former dancer has my heart, aka Stacy Keebler. I'm like, used to be a dancer. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if she only do a 5 minute match. I love her. And then Naomi just took it to another level of, oh crap, she's actually doing Lita stuff. Look at her, look at her flip, look at her fly. Oh crap! And so yeah, it is for me. It's more so you hook me to the story, and then I realize how good of a wrestler you are, and that's when we got the connection.
Yes, yeah.
And
But
go. Yeah, no, that was it. It's like, and it really is like who gets that shine. Like Bray Wyatt. Will I go back and watch a match? Not many, but I will go back and watch a promo because he had me in his hand. It was like and I don't care. So I don't care. You know what's
Whoa,
great?
whoa, 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 whoa. The Bray Wyatt match was him and Roman, where he pointed and Roman does the spear.
See,
Yeah.
I remember that a little bit, but to that point, my favorite Bray Wyatt move was it was a triple threat, and the person he was going up against was Rey Mysterio. And Rey Mysterio did a 619, and he caught that sucker, and he went right into Sister Abigail. It's like so, like people think he was slow. He was so freaking fast. I'm like, oh shoot! And, like, it was so fast. I'm
He was deceptively fast.
like, oh crap! That was so fast. So yeah. But like I guess people are like he's like the best wrestler. I'm not sure what their goalpost is, but I'm like I enjoy him. I enjoy him. But yeah. That the point to warm in this beer, and then the whole 619 and Super Abigail. I love that. Yeah, yeah.
Good times.
Good times, good stuff. What was it say, LW? If I forgot, if you did, if you still remember, you still remember.
I'm just gonna say that it never ceases to amaze me how people are so different. Like as a general
Yeah.
rule, like I don't tend to care at all about your backstory. Like, I mean, I joke about it on here. Like, I don't need to know that you slept on your cousin's floor for 6 months and had sex with your aunt 17 times and smoked crack with whoever. I don't care. You know what I mean? Just come and wrestle and do your job. Like, I don't need to know any of that stuff. And honestly, like a lot of times I don't want to know. The more I find out about these people, thank you, CM. I hate you for that often. The more I find out about these people, the less I like these people, and the more I'm like, fuck, I'm an idiot for not realizing this in the first place, and I really don't like these people. So I even want to stay more away from who you really are. Just give me the stupid act on TV so I can just enjoy that and move on. If I have to know about you, then I have to not like you because most people are unlikable.
Yeah,
Um, I just want to know why we took it to so many um white stereotypes there in one sentence. I just I just the crack for sleeping with your aunt and you cut like I have questions. What type of shameless stuff have you been watching? And have you been watching UK dramas? Because you sound like you've been watching Kids, the UK version, or no, Skins, the UK version. And if you have not watched that, folks, please don't, because you will end being like, what? The well, yeah. I mean, I want to people. Okay, I want to be able to know things about folks, but in fact, I don't want to support somebody who completely hates me. I used to like Chris Jericho, but finding out not he himself things that have been supported with his wife and his nanny, I just I don't want to donate my time, energy, or money to watching him. And as much as I like Big Bill, knowing the things that happen backstage, I don't support all of that necessarily. Let me say not necessarily. I don't support all of that. Versus like the young bucks getting ascribed a certain label, and it's been proven time and time again that label is false. Then people have come out and said, "We did not vote for this. Please leave us alone.
duh,
This has nothing to do with us just because we're Christians."
duh.
So yeah, but
I mean,
I want to be able to feel like I could walk again. I could walk past them and do the head nod and get some type of acknowledgement. Or if I'm at an indie show or a WrestleCon or something and I see these folks, they would not be people who would be like, ugh, and drown if it was raining. I want to feel like I could actually, be in the same restaurant drinking bottomless mimosas and look over and there's my favorite wrestler.
I can't.
I mean,
I want a bottomless samosa. I want a taco. I want to look over and see Willow. You know?
Yeah. I'm a
we all
nerd.
know that we all know
I
we
have,
need to know who these people are, and we all need to know that we can't root for the people that are terrible people. It just sucks when you find out people that you thought were decent or that you liked are terrible people. It's
yeah.
disheartening. And the more and more, the reality is that, and you're right. I mean, it is whatever, it's burying the head in the sand a little bit. But the more and more you hear about people, the more and more everybody's got issues, and it's like, man, there's nobody out there that just okay to just whatever. It's like, fuck, it's brutal, dude. Ah.
Yeah. But I'm a nerd. The encounters that CM has talked about, I can't do. I've already experienced one, and I was a full blown crackhead emotionally. My
Mm.
sister, we were sitting across the table from some wrestlers, and my sister's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing wrong with me." It's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Nothing, nothing, nothing's wrong, nothing's wrong." Damn, Anika, I'm like, "Over there, oh, they're over there, they're over there, they're over there."
I mean,
I would love to be chill, but I'm not. They're over there.
I've done that when it came to Trisha Dora. I completely and totally geeked out and I forgot my daggone name for a minute because she is one of my all-time favorites because she is just that woman. I've been in places with other famous folks and wrestlers where it's just like, oh, okay, and kept it moving. Like, there's been times when I've interacted with people that I just don't talk about because it is what it is. When you're in North Carolina, the chances of you running into somebody famous are very, very high.
Hmm.
Especially when you go to college and people are on some stuff they should not be on, and you see them, and you start to be like, I see you. Hmm. But it is what it is. But it is. I want more wrestlers to get over because I want people to enjoy their jobs
Yes.
and I want them to be paid for their jobs. However, I also know everybody can't get over, and even if they do get over, for some of them, it's not long term,
Yeah.
or they don't necessarily get the payoff they should deserve. Like the Outrunners not getting the title when they were really, really hot, good and bad thing, but it is what it is. I like the fact that somebody like Eddie Kingston can come in and get over.
I mean,
I,
some of it's defining
I
what's getting over too, right? I mean, what is getting over? I mean, is that getting a title shot? Is that being world champion? Is it having all the fans cheer for you? What exactly is getting over? I mean, how do you even
Like
quantify that? I mean,
baseline is stability. Like what CM says, like you have found your character, you have found your core base enough where you can actually we don't have to worry about you. We don't have to worry about next year cut you're cut from WWE or AEW. We will never see you at all. It's like no, I'm over. We're going to see you someplace else. Like with Dominic Mysterio, them first 2 years as you just being Rey Mysterio's son. It's like okay, Rey retires. I'm not sure. And then he gets into Judgment Day, and then he gets to Dirty Dom, and he goes to prison, technically, and then you're with Rhea, and it's and as of right now, it's like he is settled. If his dad retires, he will be fine. He will not like again. If he gets cut, he can go someplace else and he can work. He can actually he found his character, and we don't have to worry about oh I will never see him again because he's not over. I think that's the definition of over. It's like okay, like Chad Gable. Haven't seen him in a minute. I know he's hurt. Hopefully he'll come back. But he just come out to WWE, baby boy. AEW's over the pond, and I feel like he's over enough where he can still work. Yeah,
for me, getting over means more TV time, doesn't necessarily mean a title opportunity because you might get over with the fans, but your wrestling ability, you might not be good enough to have a title match. But if you do get a title match, you maximize that time. Or if you don't get the title match and you're going to be a jobber for a while longer, a popular jobber, but a jobber nonetheless, you maximize your time. Like you become so integral to that company that they have to use you. And if they don't use you, you don't like the viewership drops. Because let's be real, the Riho effect, when they were going against NXT for all those years, well, Riho, when they had Rio on, the viewership spiked. Why? Because she's just so freaking adorable and likable. Was she the biggest part of it? No, but she got over with everybody. Now, I will also say that unfortunately I have to get ready to jump off because baby girl is very much tired of having this light in her face and
Okay.
she's about to start fighting. So if you want to see a child get over, she's about to knock me out in a few.
You can pick us out if you want. Now's a good time.
Yeah, we're. Oh, no, no,
Um,
to sum up, uh, Ricky Starks and Ricky Saints. Can you please tell CM your freaking age so you can get over? Much appreciated.
or just something that makes you relatable, Ricky. Like besides you being from New Orleans, I just feel like I don't know who you are besides your character, which is all
I
well
was
and
gonna
good.
say something. I
In the
am not.
territory days, even MJF gave us something. Like
Okay.
MJF, who's your character 100% of the time. All right, so in the interest of time, thank you all for joining us on Cookout. We are on all your major podcasts, everything. It'll be up there eventually. You can find us, the Cookout Podcast, on all your major podcast networks. You can find us here most Tuesdays at 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. We are up here for like an hour where you come for the wrestling, you stay for the
Okay.
chaos. You can also find Anika and Sammy on Friday Night Fights for the SmackDown Watch Along. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. They trudge through SmackDown, so you don't have to. If it's just Anika by herself, there is a chance she's going to say something ridiculous, and you have to look at her like, what the fuck, man? The
Oh,
winner's
sorry.
circle, which reviews AEW Collision and Dynamite, comes on Saturdays at 10 a.m. They last for a long time. You can use it to clean your house and have a good time while they discuss Dynamite and Collision if you do not die of laughter from the arguments that they have. And we are streaming live for all of these on YouTube and Twitch, among other places. On social media, we're everywhere. So come along, watch with us because we love you guys so much. And y'all think I'm joking. Half the time, if I'm watching you guys for Saturday morning stuff, I'm cleaning up my house, resetting everything, and I'm just over here like, oh my god, if they argue about some crazy stuff one more time, or if they go on a tangent one more time, I'm going to jump through this screen, and then y'all come back together, and it's like, oh, that makes sense. But yes, for the folks who have been with us this whole time, we really appreciate you. If you are finding us in your algorithm, we appreciate you. Please come along and journey with us. We are just a few folks being our natural selves, as ridiculous as it may be. We want to say, well, I want to say during this holiday season, for some people it might be overwhelming, but we love and appreciate you. If no one has told you today, you are loved, you are appreciated. Make sure you wash your hands, wipe your ass, wash your ass, and eat something, drink something because you deserve it. You are wonderful. And until next time, peace.
Bye.